I have no hesitation in finding that his non-attendance is voluntary, and it is appropriate to sentence him in his absence. The defendant's decision not to attend may in fact be some relief to the family of John Mackey, because the defendant's disruptive conduct during the trial was, I know, a source of great distress to them. The defendant falls to be sentenced today for murder and for robbery. He has also been committed to this court for sentence for a separate offence of theft, having been convicted in his absence in the magistrate's court. He was a one-off, and we will remember him always with love and a smile. Peter Augustine killed this gentle, innocent man. He attacked Mr. Mackey for a box of cornflakes, a pint of milk, and a Savoy sausage. I have no doubt that if the defendant was genuinely starving and had asked Mr. Mackey for help, this kind, generous gentleman would have shared what he had with him. In those circumstances, I take 15 years as the starting point. However, that is not the end point. Every case turns on its own facts, and detailed consideration of aggravating or mitigating factors may, in all cases, result in a minimum term of any length, whatever the starting point. There are very significant aggravating factors present here. The robbery is an aggravating feature of the murder. John Mackey was particularly and obviously vulnerable because of his age and limited mobility. He was also in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease. I have no doubt that the defendant targeted him specifically because he was frail. It was a cowardly attack. The defendant has shown no remorse. Excessive violence was used against John Mackey. He must have suffered pain and fear during an attack that lasted for several seconds and which was accompanied by loud shouting on the part of the defendant, such as he displayed in court in the course of the trial. The sentence I pass for the robbery of John Mackey is one of 8 years' imprisonment. Those two sentences have been taken into account in setting the minimum term for the offence of murder. They will be served concurrently with that minimum term. The sentence I pass for the murder of John Mackey is one of life imprisonment. The minimum term that he must serve before he will be considered by the parole board will be one of 23 years. The defendant has spent 203 days on remand, which will count towards his sentence, and so the minimum term is 23 years less 203 days. Accordingly, I set the minimum term that he must serve at 22 years and 162 days. The defendant will not be released at the end of that term unless the parole board conclude that he no longer poses a risk of harm to the public. That day may never come.